Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Toys R Us exclusive Skeletor vs. Lex Luthor 2-pack. Mattel has created two new exclusive 2-packs that combine together two of their hottest properties, DC Universe Classics and Masters of the Universe Classics. Using the basis of a comic theme from the classic crossover books released in the 80s, these new packs successfully merge together the look of the DC Classics packaging with the Masters packaging. Just as with the He-Man Superman set, the blister bubble actually looks like the bubbles from both lines were smashed together. The backside shows some cool artwork from both toy lines, and include bios for each character, which match the bios we have already seen on their individual packages. Now behind the figures, the card back features some really great looking comic inspired art of Snake Mountain. And as far as I know, this is a brand new image, and it is incredibly cool. It successfully merges together the look of Snake Mountain from the cartoons with the look from the old playset. There is a hidden pouch on the card back that when cut open or pulled open reveals a reprint of another classic Masters comic book that features another Superman crossover. This comic book is a very cool pack-in that really adds to this particular figure set. Lex Luthor is a previously released figure, and as far as I can tell, there's nothing new about him. He might have a slightly different paint job, but I believe he is pretty much the same figure that has already seen release. He is an incredibly cool sculpt of the character though. He also includes some awesome accessories. 4 pieces of kryptonite in various colors. You've got red, gold, blue, and the classic green. If you do not already own this incredibly cool version of Superman's arch rival, then this 2-pack is a great way to add him to your collection. Skeletor, on the other hand, has some very noticeable differences to him. Now, he's the exact same figure sculpt we've already seen, but he includes a brand new paint deco. His hood and armor are a much deeper purple, and includes some really fantastic metallic light purple accents. His face is a solid bright yellow, and he has deep black eyes. I love the look of his face. It's incredible how much different he looks without the red in his eyes or the green on his face. It's a really, really well done paint job, and I dare say that I think I prefer this version of Skeletor over any other version we have been given so far. Skeletor also includes this interesting gold and yellow power sword. Now, the sword was colored this way for the reason that in the comic book, the sword always had this golden glow around it. The hilt of the sword has a metallic gold paint job, while the blade itself is actually a semi-translucent yellow. It's a bit odd looking, but to be honest, I actually like it. Of course, it's also reminiscent of the old Thunder Punch He-Man sword, so that might have something to do with the fact I like it.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at Skeletor and Lex Luthor. Now, as you can see, there is a scale difference, just like we talked about with Superman and He-Man. The DC Universe figures are in a 6-inch scale, the Masters figures are in a 7-inch scale. Now, Lex Luthor's big armor does help to bulk him up a little bit, so he doesn't look completely out of place with the Masters figures, but there is still a noticeable size difference. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand exactly why this was done. As I mentioned, this is Mattel's way to take an existing property, DC property, and mix it with their existing Masters property, and push them together to help promote both lines in a retail location. Now, it is an interesting choice seeing Lex Luthor thrown in these packs, as Lex didn't really have a whole lot to do in these comic books that they are basing these off of. But I also understand why we are throwing him in there. Again, it's to help promote both toy lines, and what better way to do it than throw out one of the biggest arch enemies from the DC universe with one of the biggest arch enemies from the Masters universe. It seems like a perfect fit to throw both of these guys in a pack together and into stores. And again, people are going to be walking down the toy aisles and they're going to see this 2-pack and they're going to go, is that a Skeletor? I haven't seen this since I was a kid. And people are going to learn more about Masters of the Universe.
I really like the idea of these comic packs. I think it's a great way to promote both toy lines and to sneak Masters of the Universe back into retail stores. The definite shining moment is the awesome card art and packaging on these. In fact, I almost think that these 2-packs work really great as mint on card display pieces. But I have to admit, I am also a big fan of the repaint on Skeletor in this pack. These packs should be available at Toys R Us stores very soon, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled. Until next time.